Catherine, how did you get into the world of algae?
Well, I tell people I didn't pick algae, it picked me. I had a corporate career for 25 years. And then my younger sister in Canada, because I'm Canadian, developed breast cancer. First of all, I want everyone to know she's fine and she did recover, but this was 15 years ago. And as she was preparing for chemotherapy, her oncologist, which is a cancer specialist, told her she needed to change her diet to an alkaline diet because it would be important for her healing. But she didn't tell her what it was or why it was particularly good for her. So my baby sister called me and said, what is this alkaline diet stuff? And I had no idea because I'm a business person. But I'm a good researcher and I love my sister. So I said, I'll find out. And it turned out to be a plant-based diet because of the chlorophyll and the phytonutrients that build your immune system. So I did some research, found out some foods for her to eat, which ones to give up. She did go through chemo. She did change her diet. She completely healed, and we celebrate her cancer-free every year. But in the process of helping her, again, this was 13 years ago, I learned about plant-based nutrition, and nobody was talking about plant-based nutrition 13 years ago. So I decided it was pretty powerful, gave up my corporate career, went back to school, studied nutrition, taught plant-based nutrition for a year at corporations and hospitals, trying to get people to eat more vegetables because I knew the science was there to prove how healthy it was. But I learned that it was too much work for most people. They're heavy to carry home from the grocery store. They go bad very quickly. People get indigestion. Kids wouldn't eat them. Husbands wouldn't eat them.
I'm one of those husbands.
Yeah. So I was getting all this pushback. People knew what they should do, but they were just too many barriers. So I thought, okay, I need to find something that gives people the nutrition of vegetables without any of the work. I had no idea what it would be, but to start with, I went back to look at in a deeper dive with everything I found for my sister. It took me months before I circled back to algae. And that's when the miracle happened, because algae is the most alkaline food in the world. It is the most nutrient-dense food in the world. We have a quote from NASA that says 1 gram of algae has the same nutrition as 1,000 grams of vegetables. So 1 to 1,000. And this is microalgae we're talking about. It's also the most studied food in the world. As you're going to find out, algae is not a supplement. It is a food crop. And it's about 60,000 studies exist in the PubMeds of the world, and about 40,000 on chlorella, confirming all the health benefits we're going to talk about today. So it's on solid scientific foundation. The United Nations has endorsed it as the answer to world hunger, spirulina, since for 49 years. They had a global conference on it. It's been used for centuries around the world. The Egyptians used it. The Aztecs used it. It's been grown safely and carefully in fresh water in Asia for 60 years. It's a multi-billion-dollar agricultural crop in Asia. So that's Japan, Korea, Taiwan. And the only problem with algae here in America was 2 problems. The quality has been very poor, and we'll talk about that. And I address that. And nobody really knows what it is and why it is. It's better. It's more than just a superfood that you put in your smoothie for extra, protein or chlorophyll. I mean, this stuff literally stops cancer, stops Alzheimer's, stops heart disease, stops and prevents or helps you recover from virtually every chronic illness. It's all scientifically proven, but the science has not been shared. So 13 years ago, and the most important thing is it comes in these little tiny tablets that are about the size of a baby aspirin. So if you can have a handful in the morning of spirulina, we'll talk about that, handful of chlorella in the evening, and in seconds, if you can drink water, or I chew mine, but because they are chewable, but in seconds, you can get all the nutrition that you need for your health, for your longevity, to protect you from every single chronic illness in the world. But it won't help you if you don't take it. So that's my mission, is to help people understand what algae is, the two different ones we're going to talk about, why they are so powerful, why we need them so desperately right now. By the way, it's also the most eco-friendly, sustainable crop in the world, so it's also good for Mother Nature. And it's all science-based. You just don't know about it. I tell people algae isn't new. It's just new to you. So I'm here to help you understand what it is, why you need it, and honestly, your life will transform before your very eyes, effortlessly.
So awesome. I've said this many times on the show when I cover a specific topic where we really niche down on that. that I'll say, I can't believe I haven't covered this yet.
That's okay.
But it's one of the things that's
never too late to feel great. That's what I tell people.
Yeah, but I've been using chlorella, spirulina, astaxanthin, blue-green algae, 20 years, but when I got into it, it was only super health nuts. It was kind of a fringe thing in the back corner of the health food store. But, it's just my area of interest and passion. So I've been using it consistently for that whole time with great results. And
God bless you.
Feeling awesome. But for some reason, like I said, I just haven't done a show about it. But it usually happens that it's just, I'm aware of something and it's something that's in my day-to-day life, but I'm always waiting for the person who has A, enough expertise, and B, passion about it. So when I found you and
that would be me.
Yeah, and your company Energy Bits, I was like, this is why I haven't done a show, because I'm sure I've interviewed people that know a bit about it, but like this seems to be your life's
I know
work.
a lot about it.
So I'm really
and
stoked.
I'm eager to share. That's the most important part.
Awesome. Well, so we kind of know how you got into it and a little overview there. Let's start off and just dive into all things spirulina.
All things algae.
Yeah.
Get on the algae train.
Because I think, and I'm sure you've discovered this as you've been sharing this around the world, is that some people probably have somewhat of a negative connotation of algae because you think about, when my swimming pool, grows algae, or there's certain creeks that you don't want to swim in at different times. Here in Austin, they'll have warning signs. There's a dangerous algae. Don't let your dog in the water, this kind of thing. So I think we have this relationship with it where we think it's kind of gross and icky and, even in some cases dangerous. So I'm excited to let people know that, not all algae is created equal.
Absolutely not.
But tell us about the history of spirulina and, where it came from, when people began to use it as a food.
Sure. And before I do that, I just want you to know, poor algae gets a bum rap on those algae blooms because algae only shows up when there are toxins or bacteria in the water. Now, you can't see the toxins or the bacteria, but algae kills them and absorbs them. And it does the same thing in your body, as you're going to find out. So algae gets the bum rap, but it's the cleanup crew. So it's there to protect you. Yes, it will absorb the toxins, which it does in your body too. So you definitely don't want to go near it because it will be toxic, but it's actually cleaning up the water. And when we talk today about spirulina and chlorella, we are not talking about that kind of algae because that occurs in water. And what the algae we grow is grown in triple filtered spring mountain water. And we'll talk about the production process in a minute. So algae is actually its own food category. It is not technically a plant. It is not an animal. It's its own food category. And you'll be interested to know that algae, particularly spirulina, which is called a cyanobacteria, because as you're going to learn, spirulina is definitely not even a plant. It's a bacteria. And it was the first life on Earth 3.8 billion years ago. Just to bring you up to speed, we humans have been around for, I think, 2 million years. And algae, especially spirulina, was the first life, not just the first plant, the first life. Before spirulina, Earth was just gas and water. Nobody knows why this single-cell organism showed up, but it did, and it's still here. So I think there's something spiritual about the fact that it was the first life. And as you'll learn if we get a chance to talk about it, your mitochondria, which we're going to talk about, which determine your health, your mitochondria evolved directly from cyanobacteria. So pretty crazy stuff. So first life on Earth, and it is its own food category. And there are two main subcategories within algae. One is called macroalgae, and the other one is microalgae. We're going to talk mostly about microalgae today, because that's what spirulina and chlorella are. But let me tell you what macroalgae is. So it's that big stringy stuff that washes up on shore, also known as seaweed or dulse or kelp. Now, seaweed, it's only in the sea, hence the name seaweed, and it is still good for you because it's loaded with fiber and iodine because it comes from the ocean, but it has virtually zero nutrition. I used to buy big bags of kelp noodles, and the whole bag would have 5 calories in it because there's virtually no nutrition. So that's macroalgae, the stringy seaweed. Microalgae, which is what we're talking about today, is virtually the opposite.